Hey, girl. Hey. Happy end of Pride, girl. Happy end of Pride.
Happy end of Pride. I think, what is this called? Independence Day month, week, something like
Let
that. Like
freedom ring.
yeah, like I'm proud to be American. At least I know you white people are free, and I won't forget the slaves that died who picked cotton for me. Right? And that's how the song goes, right? If I'm not mistaken. That's the real Independence Day song.
And I gladly rise up to keep them from being free.
Yes.
Because there ain't no doubt they tilled this land.
Exactly. God bless the white man. God bless the white man.
Dear listeners, we're back.
Dear listeners, okay, so I have to tell you all some sad news. So that's why we were so late. So we took the week off for Pride, and then we were going to record this week. And unfortunately, my elder cat had to go to sleep forever. She had been sick for a few weeks, and to be very honest with you, I wasn't doing very well for the last little bit of time.
Yeah.
So Mims was nice enough to give me a week off to bounce back. And while I was recovering, a lot of other stuff.
Family drama.
The universe can't give me a break.
All up in the stancery.
No more drama in. Oh wait, I do have drama in my life. Got it. Thank you. I got the memo.
There is now hateration in the stancery, girl. There is hateration in the stancery.
Can't handle it. Can't handle it. Like, what's that song? There was another good song too, Heartbreak Hotel. You know, why you always calling someone on your mind? It's since it told me last what someone else was on your mind. Yep. All of the Whitney Houston songs, all of the Mary J. Blige songs, that all happened this week in my family.
It's true. It's true. And you know what? Her name isn't Susan.
No, it's not Susan. My name's not Susan. Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who says that I am the one.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
But 23andMe says something, honey.
Hey, big sister Maim. Girl, I know. If you were wondering if somebody outside your family know, I have to admit I know now.
I can't. It's too much. I can't keep this up. I can't. If I don't tell my bestie, what
Lord,
am I
girl,
do?
because
I can't. This is too much for my brain.
Sometimes you need a reality check, and that
too
is
much for my brain. Girl.
And whoa, girl.
Anyway. reality has checked me so much right now. I'm gonna be wearing a checkered coat for a long time, girl. Like,
well, girl, I do have a question for you. Have you been watching Drag Race? Are you caught up with that?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay,
and also, can we have a conversation about the fact that next week is not the finale?
It's not.
You didn't watch this week's episode?
I did. I don't watch the next week on.
Oh.
No,
yeah,
I skipped that.
Sorry. Next week's
fine.
another episode.
Oh, good.
I mean, is it?
I mean, maybe Candy Muse will finally get off.
It's a makeover episode next week. I'm telling you right now, if Jimbo don't win this thing after winning 4 dang whatevers, I'm gonna be so mad.
Uh-huh.
What does this man have to do, world, for you to give him that crown? What does he have to do? For God's sake. He's been the standout on every season he's been on. What do you have to do to get that stupid crown?
Girl, I've been watching RuPaul's Next Old Drag Queen Race. I've been watching Project Runway.
Oh, yeah, you messaged me about that. I haven't been watching Project Runway.
It's basically an All-Stars. It's great. Like, it is.
Oh, I thought they used to do a Project Runway All-Stars.
They did. It was still owned by Lifetime, but they're just calling it Project Runway. but they
Oh,
brought
with
back
so like the actual judges on regular Project Runway, but with all stars.
Yes, it's except Kylie what is her name? Kloss. What's her first name? Is it Kylie?
Whatever.
She's
Carly?
not there. It's Carly Kloss. Thank you. It's just Nina, Brandon, and
As it should be.
And the black woman with the hair.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they brought back contestants from season 1 to the last season, like all the way through. Fan favorites.
I wonder if some of my favorites on this season.
I bet you they are, because there's some of my favorites on that season.
Oh no.
Oh yeah,
That's
it is.
exciting.
It is. Victor's there with his ugly ass stuff, with his weird ass stuff. The gay one from like season 3.
That could be so many people, dear.
Oh yeah, I
that
know.
Could be so many
The blonde one.
many people.
Who?
Oh, Blaine.
There you go.
Oh my god. I just looked. I was like, oh my god. Oh, Fabio's on there.
Oh yeah, Fabio's on there.
I just want to throw things out. Just be like,
And Hester Sunshine, one of my favorites. You know, it's a very good.
What's your name? I can't remember her name. The African one or the Caribbean one. I liked her.
Yeah.
Some of my favorites are on this season.
Oh, Laurence is on there.
Rami's back.
Yes.
Oh my god, Rami's back. That was my first Project Runway crush.
Girl, you screamed so much you made the internet go out for a second.
I'm sorry, internet. I'm sorry.
Girl.
That's so exciting.
Girl, speaking of your first Project Runway crush,
Yes.
did you know that we have Patreon?
What?
Dear listeners, if you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw some money and you get a special magical thing. You know what they get, Maim?
Early access to our newest podcast.
That's right, Maim. Early access to our newest podcast, We Object. That's what it's called. Took me a minute.
Wow.
It's been a while. Our Ally McBeal podcast, which will be live in a few weeks, but you get early access and you get to see us in the lightest of drag.
Yes, very light.
Very light.
Very, very light.
Very
Also, dear listeners, I don't know if you've checked your listening devices, but if any of you listen to us through the Stitcher app, make sure to listen to us through one of the other apps going forward, because Stitcher is actually going out of business in the next month. So if you do listen to us through the Stitcher app, make sure to switch over to Pocket Cast or I'm just saying, I'm just giving them that little thing. It's just a PSA.
Okay, well, I'm sure that Stitcher not bought by somebody?
No, Stitcher's owned by Sirius. Sirius is doing away with Stitcher because they want everybody to go get Pandora Premium, because Pandora Premium is where they're moving a lot of the Stitcher content, even though it costs literally 3 times as much as Stitcher Premium. So yeah, I was a little bit not happy about all of that stuff.
Hey, Maim.
Yeah.
Did you know that we have another podcast?
Stop it. We don't.
That's right, Maim. It's called You Slay Me. It's a murder should be right podcast.
Girl, you've been out of this for a couple weeks.
I have, girl. I have. Let's see here. What's the third thing I do? Hey, Maim. Did you know that we have merchandise? MimsandMaim.com, buy something, y'all. Hey, Maim. Do you know what I love?
5-star reviews.
5-star reviews and the city of Minneapolis. I went there, y'all. It's fantastic.
You do love that shit.
That was great. You can see the junk behind me if I do this. Where is it? There you go. Oh, okay, it was appearing that disappeared. That's right, dear listeners. I love 5-star reviews. If you want to, send us a little note, you can, or just leave us a 5-star review. It really helps us be found and seen.
Yeah,
and in this time of post-Pride apocalypse, don't we need to be seen?
Literally. The Supreme Court said, no soup for you.
No soup for you. But you know what? It doesn't matter if I'm gay on one of those apps that takes my money and makes me a little thing. They gonna ask.
Nobody ask.
Nobody ask.
But those web designers, watch out, everybody. Web designers feel empowered now. They're going to be going after you.
You heard the full thing about this, right?
Oh yes.
That the man who he never even talked to her, and he's straight.
This whole thing is it is when I say travesty of our systems right now, travesty.
This is season 4, episode 21. Tough enough.
I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. And that's Marjorie. Just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the lights went out in Georgia. The lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out. And that is the night the lights went out in Georgia.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, now you do.
It's one of my least favorite episodes.
So where's Sugarbakers? Is it Billy Anvigal or whatever his name is?
Yeah. Well, him too. It's just all of it.
Where's Sugarbakers?
Hello, Sugarbakers. Nice to see you.
And Suzanne is eating rice cakes.
Oh no, those tasteless things.
And Charlene is making some chips and dip, and then she turns to her and says, I've always wanted to try but taste one. Suzanne's like, well, I have too. I don't mind rice cakes.
It tastes like the things they pack China in.
Yeah, I don't mind rice cakes, girl. I don't.
Well, we're not thinking about early rice cakes in the 80s and 90s. Like, they didn't have flavors. They were just.
Girl, I know. I've eaten them. I ate them then.
You liked those back then too?
Yeah, they taste sweet. Yeah, go back and taste the plain one. They're fairly sweet.
Yeah, but you got one of those weird palates.
Girl, speaking of that, so we went to go see what a corpse flower bloomed in Raleigh.
I saw that was happening up there.
We went to go see it and smell it. My husband was like, yeah, this really stinks. And I got like one whiff and it was bad. And the rest, it was kind of, I don't smell much. So I went home and took COVID test because I was like, can I not smell this? But Faith and Begorra, I later on read an article that this flower was not the grossest smelling one. So I was like, okay, it's not me, but it's me, but it's also the flower.
Not Faith and Begorra. Oh, I can't with you today. I can't.
Well, Boyd called.
Hey, Boyd. Oh, Lord, Boyd's on his way.
He wants to borrow some catalogs from him.
Boyd, can't you buy your own catalogs?
Well, he's a decorator, but he's also really bro-y.
Oh, he's overcompensating.
And because he's always afraid, and his coworkers are afraid that they'll be seen as gay.
Well, we all know that as soon as you change your career to interior decorator, you are also required to suck massive penises on the daily if you are a man. It's part of, you can't even get your license renewed.
Girl, we're in the wrong field.
Well, my gag reflex says the right field, so that's just me.
Girl, you ain't had one of those since Nom.
Shh. I gave it up for Lent.
Oh, God, lost his gag reflex in Nom. They called him Agent Orange because he was blowing all over everything.
And red and blue.
Hey, that's probably inappropriate. Well, Boyd's here.
I just thought about that song. All
Which
the children
one?
of the world, the red, yellow, black, and white. Ooh.
Girl, you need to stop while you're below.
What's your qualifications for this job? You want me to sing the song again? Because I will.
What now? What?
It's like, what's your qualifications for design employee? Like, I can sing that song again if you want.
Well, Boyd's here, and
All
the
right,
first
hi,
thing
Boyd.
he notices are Charlene's breasts are bigger than what they were before.
Oh yeah, I mean, she's breastfeeding, so right, that makes sense.
I don't know if she's even breastfeeding anymore, or if she's still, who knows?
I don't know. At this point, Olivia could be like 100. I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I?
I mean, TV time, she's somewhere between infant and 7.
Right. 'Cause, you know, it's like whatever the age is that we can afford twins so that they can do the schedules for filming.
So in SAG-AFTRA, do they share a membership?
No, they would get.
I
They would
know,
just
I
have
know,
do
girl.
it.
It was supposed to be a joke.
Oh, that was a joke. Oh,
Yeah, bad
wait,
one.
let's do it again. Do it. Can you say it again?
It's SAG-AFTRA. Do Fran Drescher's tits share one?
Oh, no, they get half. They had half price.
I don't know how I feel about that. You know, if you ever want to go on an adventure,
Yes.
look up some things that Fran Drescher's just said in her life.
What? Just
Mildly anti-vaxxy,
what?
abducted by aliens.
What are you talking about
It's
right
it's
now?
it's a journey. It's a journey.
Fran Drescher. Okay.
Yes. Yes, girl, Fran Drescher. Yes. Yes. It's a journey.
I'm not ready yet, but okay.
Okay. So he makes fun of Suzanne a little bit and she goes off. Like she's just not having it.
As she should.
But Boyd tells him that they got a job at the Cherokee Sports Club, which is the Cherokee Bowling Alley.
Okay.
Which I have not yet been to the bowling alley in Cherokee, and next time I go up there, I will be going to it.
They have one?
At the casino, absolutely.
Like inside the casino?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they have turned it into like a complex. There's a bowling alley and like a sports bar, and like it's massive now. It's a thing.
Aw, that's good for the Cherokee.
Mm-hmm.
Cherokee people.
And apparently the Cherokee. A friend of mine went up to Dollywood recently,
Yeah.
where they're putting in a Buc-ee's about 15 miles away. Yeah.
Not the famous Buc-ee's.
So what the Eastern Band, the Cherokee, been doing is they've been buying up land in Tennessee just across the border, and they're getting ready, just in Serverville, getting ready to put in like a huge casino complex like thing. Like they have bought up acres after acres after acres. Yeah, buying up the land that we took from them.
Do it, Cherokee. Do it for the culture.
Do it for the
culture.
Do it for everything. You know what?
Take all of the money.
Take every last penny.
Take it. All
Take
this,
it.
all of this. Take all of this.
Take all of me.
Eat it.
Girl, one day. Oh, I also found something else out. We'll continue on with this second because I don't like this episode that much. I also found something else out. If you ever need to take a trip from Fort Lauderdale or Miami back up to Statesville, you can fly to Concord. That airport that's right beside Concord Mills Mall.
Okay.
For $74 round trip.
What airline?
Alliant?
Oh no. Are you trying to kill me? I think you're trying to kill
Girl,
me.
it's daily.
I mean, that don't mean nothing. That's just more time. That's more chances for death.
So Boyd leaves, and Julia's like, you know what? We should go in and bid lower. We can be tough. And then Julia punches Mary Jo's arm. Mary Jo punches Charlene's arm. And Suzanne's like, don't you even. And wiggles her finger. She doesn't, but that would be good if she did.
That would be actually really great, actually.
So we're at the bowling alley now in the manager's office. And Julia's like, don't act too feminine. And and Suzanne, while she's putting on makeup, is like, what do you mean by that? And Mary Jo goes off on this list stuff. And at the very end, it's like, including giving birth. Men hate it when we do that.
It's true, though. They do. I mean, it's actually very true, technically.
So the manager comes in, says that he already hired these guys, but Charlie's like, well, we'd be cheaper. He's like, well, I really want, what I really want are bowlers. And the girls all say they like bowling, and then it gets Suzanne, and she's like, well, not me. So, girl, I have a question for you. Do you like to bowl?
I love bowling.
I do too. Are you good at bowling?
Remember when I was in the bowling league?
Oh, you were.
For like 4 years.
Was it your church bowling league?
Yep.
Okay. Are you still good?
I mean, I was never good. I was never good. I just liked it. It was like, oh my God, this is fun. I get my aggression out. Right? Because I would just, throw that ball at those pins.
So during that time, I went to Mitchell Community College in Statesville, North Carolina.
Mitchell.
You had to do two gym classes to get an associate's degree. I don't know if you knew that. I actually got my associate's while I was there in like a year and a half.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I was I'm just going to finish it. I'm here just going to finish
information.
Huh?
We just found out new information about you.
Yeah, and so the two I took were golf, which was just going up to the country club. No, not country club, Lakewood Golf Course, and just going to the driving range and hitting balls onto the driving range.
Jesus.
And then bowling, which was so much fun, girl. It was at Playmore Lanes, which is still there.
Well, I mean, honey, why wouldn't it still be there?
It's got a bar now.
Does it? Like a formal bar, like a beer bar?
Like a formal bar. I mean, not like, oh, would you like but like, you want vodka cranberry?
Yes, please.
I knew. That's why I didn't say vodka soda water. I know what you are.
Oh, wait. Okay, so I just looked up the lights here.
You just look up what?
You weren't kidding about the lights being so cheap. What in the world?
Oh.
That's wild.
You have to pay for everything.
I mean, sure, but also like it's like riding on the bus basically, and I mean $48 to go home. That's pretty crazy.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, you know what? I'm gonna put that in my pocket, honey. I ain't promising nothing, but I'm gonna put that in my pocket.
Girl, don't send your mom on that flight.
No. Oh no. Mama Maim is. She barely likes to fly, and I don't think a low budget airline is going to be anything she likes.
Because I looked at if there were any flights going out of Statesville. I was like, no. And then all of a sudden that popped up for Concord, and I'm like,
I didn't even know Concord had an airport.
They do. It's right. Like did you ever, when you went to Concord Mills, did you never go the back way around?
Bro, you know how long it's been since it's been. Oh wait, I do remember the back way around because I was in a car accident.
That's the airport.
Yeah, I remember that car accident. That was a terrible time. That was when I went to go see Jurassic Park 3. That's how long ago.
I've never seen anything beyond Jurassic Park 1.
Yeah, I saw 3 was the last one. No, I take it back. I saw the first of the Jurassic World, I guess it was, before Chris Pratt got to be extremely gross. And then after that, I haven't seen any of the other ones. I refuse. Well, I just refuse because they look terrible. This last one almost got me because it had Gold Jeff in it, Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
I was like, no, you're not gonna tempt me. Don't tempt me like that.
So, the girls are going to get a free lane on Friday.
Oh.
So we're at Sugar Baker's.
Mm-hmm.
And they start talking about bowling. They're stressing out about it a little bit. And Anthony's like, it's not a real sport. If you can eat a hot dog while competing, it's not a sport.
Totally right. Gives you a competitive advantage, actually, because you have slippery fingers.
Well, Boyd's here returning catalogs.
Hi, boy.
And he's like, we've got this in the bag. The only competition we have are Schindler and Tate, and they are gays.
Homophobic joke. Elbow. You know what I mean, ladies.
We find out that Boyd's going to be there Friday as well.
Oh my God. Are they going to make them compete against each other?
Well, as Boyd leaves, Charlene asks that question. Suzanne does not compete unless there's a crown involved.
Best line of the episode. Because her delivery was spot on.
It's true. So we're at bowling. And we're getting shoes. And then Suzanne walks in, and the woman looks at her and says, "What size are you?" And Suzanne goes off, says that she's on a diet. She's eating rice cakes. What do you want from her? What shoe size are you, ma'am? Oh, 6.5. Then the woman asks for her shoes, and she goes off again. And I completely agree with her.
Second best line of the show. Second best line.
Like her little Marco Franco or whatever fake shoe designer she had on. I think it was fake.
Do I want to put my feet in a shoe and share the sweat of 60,000 poor people?
Yes. Yes.
Her lines this episode is so good.
So we're at the lane now, and we find out Boyd isn't good.
No.
There is a semi-hot dude from Barcelona.
Oh, 80s hot. Okay, 80s I was hot. Like, wait a minute.
There's Billy Engvall.
Bill Engvall. Red America's favorite comic after Jeff Foxworthy.
God, he's so bad.
What was that song he did? Here's your sign. You're dumb.
He is my fourth favorite, because there's the four redneck comics, right?
Yes.
That there's Larry the Cable Guy.
That's the one that I like.
I don't mind Larry the Cable Guy. There's Ron White, who I love.
Ron White's cool too. He's like my number 2.
He's my number 1, number 2. Then there's Jeff Foxworthy and Billy Engvall.
Yeah.
And I don't care which one's last.
No.
But I will, the Jeff Foxworthy show did give me the moment where rich people went to a wedding and they always say each other's vows to each other.
Yes.
And, honey, I love you more than my truck. And they had to say that to each other. So I guess that right there is a little better. Maybe not. I don't know.
If I had to choose, I would say that me personally, I'm going to put Foxworthy above Engvall, because Jeff Foxworthy, although, he is very still red state-ish, he's not nearly as misogynistic and homophobic as a lot of Engvall's jokes that I've heard before. Like, Jeff still kind of keeps it, he still keeps it a little bit, like, he doesn't get too far into that territory. So Engvall, though, he's just
what I'm hearing is Jeff Foxworthy is in fact smarter than a 5th grader.
Yes. Yes. And he can read, which, it's probably.
So can we, girl? What?
Yes.
Work.
What?
The boots down the house, girl.
Boots all over the house and under the house. I'm a witch. What?
Slow clap, girl. Slow clap.
I've been starved for this, clearly.
God damn. So they all, the boys decide they need to, butch it up, and that
they're boys who.
And Boyd's like, you don't need to go to see your son, and you need to quit being European. And the European buttons up his shirt.
I thought that was third best part of the whole episode. Was that one little moment. I felt like some of the jokes. I don't know if this was a real recorded audience or like a studio. It felt like it was a real audience. The men's jokes were not hitting. Like, they were not really laughing at any of their stuff. And it was like mildly polite at best.
So Julia Bowles, the girls come over. Julia Bowles, she gets 7-10 split. There's a man explaining about how to actually get it. It is like impossible to actually get a 7-10 split legally.
It's very difficult, yes.
Because in order to legally get it, you have to get it into the gutter and kick it out, and it's almost impossible to get. She does not. She field goals it. Anthony's coming with a change of clothes for Suzanne.
Oh, thank God.
And Suzanne bowls by walking up there in her heels, just dropping the ball, and she gets a strike.
I loved it.
The only other scene of bowling that's funnier, and I hate to give her props for this, is Roseanne when she, in her show, just goes up and throws the ball down and gets a strike. I think that she gets a perfect game or gets close to a perfect game in that episode.
That was a good episode. I think the only reason I like Suzanne's more, not just because I don't like Roseanne, but
exactly, yeah.
If you watch Suzanne the whole time, because like there's a lot of stuff happening, obviously, but like if you watch what Suzanne does even after, where she's like not only over it, but she's literally like looking at her, like she's examining her nails. To me, I was like she was like in the moment, like she was embodying that for real this time, and I was like, yes, Suzanne, that's why I love you.
So Boyd says, let's play shirts versus skins, but y'all play skins. Well, Charlene gets up and bowls a strike.
She did that in school. That was an elective at her school.
She did. And it's only typically for somebody that tall, it's only 3 steps. I thought it's left, right, left, go.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't. I was always like, I know people used to do that thing, but I never understood it. The only thing I did understand when I was in middle school doing this, and it was that, oh, hey, the boys that are stronger got more pins down. That's the one thing I understood. I was like, got it. So that makes a lot of sense.
Do you know why that is? Probably.
No.
I learned this in my bowling course.
No.
You should always use a heavier ball because a heavier ball doesn't like bounce back off the top front pins.
Yeah, but how do you handle the heavier ball if you're not very strong?
It requires less strength to handle heavier ball than a lighter ball to knock them down.
I like where this conversation's going.
I love a heavy ball.
Me too, girl. Me too. Right? Like just super heavy.
The bigger the ball, the heavier the ball, the better the ball.
I love it. I love like a good 10-pounder. Oh yeah.
That's a small ball.
Oh, we're still talking about guys.
Have you ever been with anybody who's like filled their balls with saline?
What? Okay, so true story. All right, true story. The answer is no, but I do live in an area of the country where that's not unheard of. And I was going to a Planet Fitness for a little bit, so there's like 3 neighborhood based gyms, and they opened this Planet Fitness. So because it was like new and shiny, a lot of gays traveled over there. I didn't think they were going to, so I got a membership early thinking like, oh great, nobody's going to come to this one. I was wrong. There is a gentleman who he was on the bench, and it looked like he had a football in the front of his pants. And so, because I don't know everybody, I asked my ex, I was like, hey, have you ever seen some guy out at the bar that looks like he's like smuggling literal cantaloupes in his pants? He's like, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, it's all like saline or silicone or whatever. I was like, oh, okay.
It's saline. It deflates after a while.
It was just very like,
and dear listeners, it's a thing. It's a kink. Some people, I don't understand it, but it gets some people off. Like
it's like a power thing for them. If I'm not mistaken, it's like it makes them feel strangely powerful. I don't understand technically how you function. Like that's been always like my biggest. Anybody that does that stuff, like the saline, the silicone stuff, all of those people that mess with all that, it's the functioning part that I don't understand, because I'm like, how do you function in society? Like it looks uncomfortable in clothes. Like if you were wearing kilts, I guess, sure, but like it looks uncomfortable in pants.
None of them are wearing a skirt.
That's why I said a kilt.
I know.
You know.
Well, none of them wearing kilts either. They're all wearing the tightest skinny jeans.
No, it's weird to me. Humans are weird.
Humans are weird. So Mary Jo doesn't want to bowl because the boys all stare at their behinds whenever they go up, and so Julia's like, okay, we'll just stare at their behinds. So the European guy goes up, and he's like, the male body is beautiful, isn't it?
Literally. I just wanted him. I wanted Julie to hire that guy on the spot.
Yes.
It's like, just hire him, please.
So the manager shows up, and he's like, I'm glad y'all are having fun. Yeah, we're having fun. The boys order buckets of beer. Then the girls order buckets of beer, and Mary Jo looks over at the waitress like, nice headlights.
Yes. That's wildly inappropriate.
So it's a little bit later. Mary Jo's drunk. And
one beer. They said she had one beer.
Light beer. Those were Miller Lights. One light beer. And the girls and the men and women, girls and boys, they're acting like girls and boys right now, are neck and neck.
Wow.
Mary Jo turns Charlene and says, your breasts really are bigger. And Julia has a cigar because the manager was giving out cigars and she's just putting it in her mouth. And Suzanne gets up and goes over to the little bald boy who's on the other side and says, excuse me, I have to smell you shoes and you're smoking a cigar. And she puts a cigar out in his beer.
Which was perfect.
It was perfect. Girl, I can't cigar smoke. Too strong, too much.
Yeah, that's becoming a thing here. Like, there's a lot more cigar places popping up, and yeah.
Did you know that Statesville, North Carolina, has a Cuban family that rolls cigars there now?
Yes.
Okay.
My mom told me, she was like, when she found out, she literally called me that afternoon. She's like, this is unusual. I was like, well,
yeah.
I guess you gotta, maybe they got tired of the 365 heat and they wanted like a little bit of seasons. Little seasons.
Oh, God. Well, Boyd's getting ready to bowl, and his trick wrist, oh no, he's in pain.
Oh no.
And the girls go off and say, hey, no, if you can't bowl, you're gonna like, you have to give up.
A lot of that. A lot of yelling.
Well, Anthony's here, and he brought Suzanne's change of clothes with him. Okay. He wishes that Suzanne would turn off the alarm or told him that the alarm was on, because he tripped it and Consuela came out and hit him in the head with a pan.
Oh, Consuela.
Well, Boyd's like, Anthony's going to play on my team because he's a boy. They all fight, and the manager kicks them all into the office. Well, he sits them all down. Julia starts talking about nonsense, and he's like, ma'am, if you just please be quiet, I will give you another one of those cigars. And he's decided to go with Schindler and Tate, to which Boyd said,
gays?
Boyd's like, they're just going to paint this place Paisley or something like that.
Yeah, paint it Paisley, which, once again, this man's an interior design. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. You don't paint Paisleys. It's not a thing.
Well, the manager's like, you know what? I understand they've chosen alternative lifestyle, but I don't care. They're good bowlers and they're decent men.
Yes. There you go. Gay rights achieved.
Gay rights achieved.
There you go. I don't care. Those boys are good bowlers.
They were Stonewall bowling before Stonewall bowling.
There you go. They threw those bricks, and now you can tell they got those arms from throwing those bricks.
Girl, do y'all have the Stonewall sports stuff down there?
Stonewall sports stuff? What do you mean?
Oh, it's like a nationwide gay sporting groups. They do bowling. They do dodgeball.
We have a gay sports league, but it's not Stonewall.
Okay, yeah. Well, ours is Stonewall, and it's like maybe it's not that far south. I think it's Georgia to But they go to
Georgia?
Georgia.
Oh,
Georgia.
Georgia.
Well, it's a little bit later on. We're still at the bowling alley.
Still.
The girls are recapping and just talking about things.
The girls are recapping.
I mean, isn't that what they're doing, basically?
No, they are. Just like how you said that. The girls are recapping.
And Mary Jo makes a comment that women never ask men to act like them. And Anthony's like, what? Y'all do that to me, and I usually end up in drag afterwards. They all decide to go home except for Julia, who comes out with a pool cue and a cigar in her mouth. It's like, I'm going to stay and be a while. Rack them up, boys. Do-do-do-do-do.
Because we know
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you find yourself a Miss Georgia world?
Oh, yeah. I'm giving it to Suzanne and her bowling ensemble with those heels. And
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I kind of wish that she had gotten the purple culottes. I put those on too.
That would have been cute. Yeah.
But no, absolutely. There is.
Looking at her in the, and she had on like some actual heels. Like they weren't
they
like
were stilettos.
Heels.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, come on, Suzanne. You better put some divots in that floor.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, is this an actual bowling alley? Because if it is, I'm really surprised they let her on that floor.
I mean, honey, it's just one lane. They can resurface it. It's not
I guess that's
not
true.
that crucial.
I guess that's
it's not
true.
that crucial.
Girl, I got another question for you.
Yeah.
Did you like this episode?
No.
I mean, I like it better talking to you about it. Like that
It's
again,
an okay episode.
It's one of those this is fun.
Well, it's like this, right? This is an okay episode. My only problem with this episode is I really don't particularly, and I don't think we're supposed to, but like, I don't really like the actors, the dudes, like, except for the European guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wish if we did a rewrite on this, right?
Okay.
I would have loved for at some point that one little piece where we got to see a slight insight into their lives.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved for that to have come back.
Well, yeah, because they tried it where Bill Ingvald, whatever. It's like, I really want to go home and see my kid before I go to bed.
Right.
But that's it. That's the only.
Yeah.
Oh, and the European man be like, this is great.
Like, I would have loved just for a moment. Like, you know me. I don't like when people are, when you tell us that they're not technically like villains, and you also tell us that this is all an act.
Yeah.
I think that's the part for me that's what makes this episode unsatisfying. It's like, okay, it's an act, but like at some point the act is exposed, right? Because that would make this a really fun episode, but that doesn't happen. Like they dig in. I'm like,
I feel like they could have hired better act. I mean, especially for Boyd, right? Maybe even as much as I don't like him again, switch Bill and Boyd. And make Bill the head one, because although he doesn't come off as skeezy in a way that Boyd's supposed to, right? So you won't.
Yes.
Boyd is
pretty gross. Well, I got excited at first because I thought it was going to be the dude from Design House.
Oh, that would have been.
When they said Boyd was coming, I was like, oh my God, that guy from Design House. That would have made this a much better episode.
That was his name, right? That was Boyd.
I think that. So it was Boyd, right? So they just picked a different actor?
Yeah. He would have been
they should
much
have the same
better. Oh,
because he's a better actor. This guy's not a good actor. Like, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, it's not that he's not funny. He's not a good actor. Like I said, you could tell from the audience, like, their deliveries were weird and it was almost like they were just like an afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
If you had picked that other guy who we've known from like a lot of other comedy things too, it would have been.
I mean, this is a
better.
throwaway episode because we're near the end of the season, right?
I know. We are working our way through this show, by the way.
Well, girl, we've been doing this for a while now.
I know it doesn't feel like it.
I know, girl. I know.
It just doesn't feel like it.
Maim, why don't you? For about 35 years, we've been doing this. 37 years.
I've been on this podcast since God was a boy.
Maim, Tell our dear listeners where they can find you.
Dear listeners, as you can tell, I've desperately missed talking with you and talking with Mims. So you can find me online at Auntie Maims with an S. You can find me in the real life world hosting amazing colossal karaoke every Thursday night at Kill Your Idol on South Beach. That's in Miami. You can find me hosting the It's Happening Out show with my co-hosts every other week on the It's Happening Out network, which you just search It's Happening Out on YouTube and you'll find it. And lastly, you can find me performing with the Villain Theater, an improvised comedy, stand-up, and sketch writing theater here in Miami. How about you, Mims?
Hey, y'all. I'm the Divine Miss Mims. My husband just listened to the Best Friends podcast from 2 weeks ago where Nicole Byers says very loudly, I'm not coming to Sonic. He's a child. Hey, y'all. I'm the Divine Miss Mims. You can find me online at Divine Miss Mims. I also have a TikTok and a YouTube. Feel free to look over there for your daily devotionals, which I have a few more to post. It's been a few weeks, y'all. It's been a few weeks. I apologize to you and yours.
Sorry, y'all.
Hey, Maim.
Yeah.
Did you know that we have Patreon?
What?
Dear listeners, you go to patreon.com. Mims Maim, you can throw us some money. Hey, Maim.
Yeah.
Do you know we have another podcast?
What?
That's right. It's called You Slay Me. It's a murder sprint podcast. Get it wherever you get your podcast. Hey, Maim.
Yeah.
Did you know that we have merchandise? Go to MimsMaim.com and buy something. Hey, Maim.
You know, next year we should do some Mims and Maim Pride merchandise. I bet we could actually get some people to actually purchase it.
We should. No, I mean, we won't get anybody to buy it.
Oh, okay. I was like,
unless, Maim, hey, Maim, next year, do you want to go to a Pride? Do you want to go to, I'm not going to say Raleigh's Pride, but like Salisbury, North Carolina's Pride?
Salisbury has a Pride now?
Salisbury's got a Pride, girl! I think.
Do they have Krispy Kreme donuts? Because that's the only reason I ever went to Salisbury.
I think Cheerwine is one of the sponsors.
You better stop. You better stop. Cheerwine, do y'all do showers, Henny? Because I will do it. I will wear a red dress. I don't mind. I will wear it, Henny. Cherry showers.
Hey,
yes,
Maim. Okay,
yes.
You need to stop. That probably means something that we do not need to know about. Hey, Maim.
Yes. Everything.
Do you know what I like?
Now.
Do you know what I love?
5-star reviews.
That's right, dear listeners. I love 5-star reviews. If you like it and you want to leave us one, please do. Please do. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Do you know something else? That's right, dear listeners. There's something that Maim doesn't remember that I've been throwing in at the end of our other podcast or the other whatever. If you ever want to leave us a nice note personally, you can email us at mimsamaim@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, send us this little note.
Even if you want to like just feed it into ChatGPT and then send it, that's fine too.
Yeah, just put, I love Mims and Maim, write me an email.
Just say, ChatGPT, make me an appreciation letter for 2 aged drag queens.
And add in the word sexually in there.
Sexually.
With feet. Hey, Maim. Do you have anything else to add?
With feet.
Watch us say goodnight, Maim.
Good night.
Bye, y'all.
With